Most people think artificial intelligence is something new, a futuristic technology that suddenly appeared in the last few years. But the reality is much simpler and much deeper at the same time. Artificial intelligence is not a thinking machine. It doesn't have awareness, opinions, or intentions. At its core, AI is a system designed to recognize patterns inside enormous amounts of data. That's it. Everything AI does comes from that one ability. To understand how AI really works, imagine feeding a computer millions of examples of something. Millions of photos, millions of sentences, millions of human decisions. Inside that mountain of data are patterns. Patterns humans often can't see because the scale is simply too large. Machine learning systems analyze those patterns and calculate probabilities. Not certainty, but probability. The likelihood that one thing leads to another. For example, if millions of people who search for one topic often search for another topic afterward, the system learns that connection. If people who pause slightly longer on certain videos tend to watch them longer, the system learns that too. Every action becomes a signal. Every signal becomes data. And from that data, AI begins building predictive models. Prediction is the real power behind artificial intelligence. Once a system understands patterns well enough, it can begin estimating what is most likely to happen next. Which video someone might watch, which product someone might buy, which headline might capture attention, which message might trigger an emotional response. These predictions are not guesses in the normal sense. They are statistical calculations built from massive datasets. And the more data the system receives, the more accurate those predictions become. This creates what researchers call a feedback loop. The system observes behavior. It makes predictions based on that behavior. Then it adjusts what it shows people. Those adjustments generate new behavior, which becomes new data, which improves the prediction model. And the cycle repeats again and again. This loop is happening constantly across modern digital systems. Recommendation engines use it. Search engines use it. Advertising platforms use it. Streaming services use it. Social media platforms use it. Every time you interact with a digital platform, small signals are generated. Click patterns, scroll speed, watch time, search queries, engagement behavior. All of these signals feed into machine learning models designed to understand how people interact with information. One important detail about AI systems is speed. Humans process information slowly compared to computers. A person might take seconds or minutes to make a decision. AI systems process millions of signals in milliseconds. That speed advantage allows AI to continuously adjust digital environments. If a system predicts that certain content will keep people engaged longer, it may recommend more of that content. If it detects patterns associated with harmful activity, moderation systems may remove or suppress those signals. If advertising models determine that certain messages work better with specific audiences, those messages are delivered more often to those groups. These adjustments are not necessarily made by a single person or decision maker. They emerge from automated systems optimizing for specific goals: engagement, efficiency, safety, revenue, stability. Another important factor is that modern platforms rarely use just one AI system. Instead, they use multiple systems operating together. One system ranks content. Another system analyzes user behavior. Another targets advertisements. Another monitors policy violations. Another predicts trends. Each system produces data that feeds into the others. Over time, this creates an interconnected network of machine learning models influencing the flow of information across digital platforms. From the outside, these systems can appear mysterious or even unpredictable, but the underlying mechanics are actually very clear. Data collection, pattern recognition, prediction, feedback loops, optimization. Those 5 elements power most modern AI systems. Understanding this doesn't mean AI is inherently good or bad. It simply means that digital environments are increasingly shaped by systems designed to learn from human behavior. The more data these systems receive, the more accurate their predictions become. And the more accurate the predictions become, the more effectively the system can adjust the environment it operates within. Artificial intelligence is not magic. And when you start to look at the digital world that way, something important becomes clear. The internet is no longer just a collection of websites and tools. It has become an environment shaped by intelligent systems. Every platform you interact with is running layers of machine learning models in the background. These models observe behavior, measure patterns, and adjust what appears in front of you. A slightly different video recommendation. A search result ranked a little higher than another. An advertisement that seems unusually relevant. But when billions of these small adjustments happen across millions of users, the system begins to shape the overall flow of information. Because information influences perception. Perception influences decisions, and decisions influence behavior. This is why artificial intelligence is becoming such a powerful infrastructure technology. Not because it replaces humans, but because it operates in the spaces where humans make choices. When you open a video platform, there are millions of possible videos the system could show you, but you only see a handful. The algorithm chooses which ones appear first based on predictions about what you're most likely to watch. Those predictions are calculated using patterns learned from previous behavior, your own behavior, and the behavior of millions of other people with similar patterns. The same principle applies to search engines. When you type a question into a search bar, the system doesn't simply display information randomly. It ranks results based on relevance predictions. Which pages people clicked before? Which answers satisfied previous users? Which sources appear most reliable within the data? The system is constantly learning from the collective behavior of everyone who uses it. Advertising systems work in a similar way. Instead of showing the same advertisement to everyone, AI models predict which users are most likely to respond to specific messages. They analyze interests, browsing behavior, and engagement patterns to deliver content that feels personally relevant. These same predictive systems now assist in areas like healthcare diagnostics, financial risk analysis, language translation, and navigation systems. In each case, the process is similar. Data is collected. Patterns are analyzed. Predictions are generated. And decisions are optimized based on those predictions. What makes this technology powerful is not that it understands the world like a human. It doesn't. AI does not experience reality or form intentions. What it does extremely well is detect statistical relationships inside massive data sets. Those relationships allow it to make predictions with remarkable accuracy. And predictions allow systems to adapt. Machine learning models improve over time as new data enters the system. Patterns shift. Predictions become more refined. And the digital environment gradually evolves. This is why platforms often feel different over time. Recommendation feeds change. Search results improve. Applications become more personalized. Behind the scenes, machine learning systems are constantly adjusting to new patterns in human behavior. Artificial intelligence is becoming part of the infrastructure that powers the modern world. From transportation systems to financial markets to communication platforms, machine learning models are increasingly involved in how information flows and how decisions are made. Once you understand these mechanisms, the mystery surrounding AI begins to disappear. Instead of a black box, you begin to see a system built around probability, feedback loops, and optimization. And that perspective matters. Because as artificial intelligence continues to evolve, the people who understand these systems will be better prepared to navigate the digital environments shaped by them. Not with fear, but with awareness. And awareness is the first step toward understanding any yourself technology. Artificial intelligence is no different. At its core, it is simply a system designed to learn from patterns. And the patterns it learns come from us.